So this video is going to be what's sold for the week of August 1st through August 7th on all the different various platforms that I sell on. Hello if you are new here. My name is Heroin Bob. You can just call me Bob. I'm a part-time reseller here in Virginia. The tail you just saw pass, this is Miss Moxie. She is my fur baby. So if you see me moving my hands down here and or a tail, that's just her wanting all of the attention. So I'm going to start with my least performing platform first and then work my way up to my best performing platform. So I'm going to scoot over so you guys can see the listing. So we're going to begin with Etsy. I sold one of my recipe soup mugs. If you have been here for a while, you know I love these mugs. I pick them up whenever I see them. I pick up both the originals and the 90s reproductions. If you want to know how to tell between the difference between an original, vintage original, and a vintage reproduction, if it says made in China on the bottom, it's a reproduction. So I found 6 double soup handled mugs at an estate sale a while ago. I paid $1 a piece for for these mugs, and I sold it for $12 plus shipping on Etsy. I pretty much knew as soon as the pumpkins and the spice came out in the stores that these mugs would start selling again. They are consistent sellers for me, and they're one of my favorite things to pick up. But here's my one Etsy sale, and then I have one Poshmark sale to share with y'all. It is this pair of Saucony Jazz shoes. I don't pick shoes quite often, mostly because I don't find very much shoes in my area that would be worth it for resale. There are a lot of shoe resellers in my area, so chances are if it's worth anything, it's gone by the time I get to the thrift. But I saw these, they were bright, they had a love heart on the heel, and I sold them, as you can see, for $20. And on Poshmark, the buyer pays for shipping, so I accepted an offer of $20. There was no shipping discount, so this was a pretty great sale. I paid $5.50 for those shoes at a Goodwill. And then, of course, we're going to move to eBay, which is the site that I spend most of my time focusing on. It's where I list everything first, or I should say it's where I list almost everything first. And let's go ahead and get started. So I sold this Duluth Trading Co. shirt for $15 on an offer. I do believe this is free shipping. It is free shipping. So you can see how long ago I listed it. I am slowly trying to get away from free shipping, as I say in all of these videos, and I'm still made money off of this. I believe I paid like maybe $4 for this. So even with free shipping, I'm doubling my money, which is honestly all I really care to do. That's a good thing for me. If it sells within like 2 months for me, I consider that a fast flip. So happy with this sale. And I'm really happy that I sold this Affliction shirt. So this was something that I did a repair on. I will show that video if you're interested to see how I did the repair when I listed it. And I took the time to repair it because I knew it would sell, and I knew I could repair it in a way where it looked like it was a part of the shirt. I of course disclosed that it was repaired, but it sold on offer for $18 and the buyer paid for shipping, and I paid like $3.89 for this in Mississippi. This next item is something I believe I also bought in Mississippi. I'm pretty sure I did, which means I paid $3.89 for it, and it sold for $10 and the buyer paid for shipping. Again, I'm a big proponent of, if it's summertime, I have noticed that it doesn't matter what the brand is. Zara Men's is not exactly a great brand. It's kind of fast fashion. But if it's 100% linen, it's still going to sell. And like I said, as long as I'm doubling my money, I'm very happy with this sale. And then this item is actually retail arbitrage. This is a pair of new Under Armour golf pants. They were a very tall, slim size, which I guess is why no one had bought it at the Ross that I purchased these from. But I paid $7 for these, and they sold for an offer of $24, and the buyer paid for shipping. And then this, I'm going to go ahead and say this now, because I know some of you all watch me because you want to look up or want to know what kind of hard goods to pick up, because I do hard goods differently the way most people do them. I do like breakables. Do not pick these up unless you are willing to sit on them for like 1 to 2 years. They don't take much space, but yeah, they do not sell quickly. This is a vintage brown bag cookie art mold. Sold it for $14.87, free shipping. This did fit under a pound. And I wrapped that sucker good, so that way it would make it even without a box, in order to make sure that I still kept some kind of profit margin here. I paid $2 for this. This was my last one to sell. I picked up a bunch of these when I first started reselling like 2 years ago. Well, reselling consistently 2 years ago. And yeah, this is the last one to sell. I won't pay more than $1 for them. Will I still kind of pick them up if it's cute design? Yeah, but I will know that it takes like 1 to 2 years for them to sell. So if you're looking for a fast flip, this ain't it. But I still made really good profit on it. It just wasn't worth the 2-year wait for me. This is also one of the things I picked up early on when I was reselling. This took almost 2 years to sell. This is a Harley Davidson vintage men's black Naples tee. I did not realize that just because it's a vintage t-shirt that it doesn't matter. Moxie is being extra. So this sold for $11, and this is free shipping because, again, this has been listed for a long time. So when I saw that offer, I was like, yes, get it out of my house. I still only paid like $2 for this shirt, so even with free shipping, I still doubled my money, which after 2 years, that's a win. So I'm glad that's gone. Speaking of grateful and glad something is gone, this is a pair of Steve Madden shoes. I got these in a ThredUp box, a ThredUp shoe rescue box, which, by the way, there will be a ThredUp shoe rescue box unboxing coming up in a little bit in collab with Jess from Gorgeous and Victoria from Super Geeked. I love those ladies, and they talk me into doing things that I don't want to do. But I sold these shoes on offer for $15, and the buyer paid for shipping. This pair of shoes made it so I finally made my money back off of that box. Yes, you heard me right. I did not make money, made my money back. So I have finally made $90 off of that box, which was the cost of the box. So I know I'm insane for buying another one, but they were cheaper this time, which is the only reason I did it. So I'm very glad that these are gone. They have been sitting in my house for like 1.5 years now, and I'm so grateful I have finally recouped the cost of goods. Definitely not my time, but at least the cost of goods. But I have things like this to make up for it. So this is a vintage 90s like feelings sweatshirt. I got this for free from my aunt. She wore it. She bought this and she wore it in the 90s, and this was free. She gave it to me when she was cleaning up her closet during quarantine, and I accepted an offer of $15, and the buyer again paid for shipping. And then this Madewell top, I didn't find Madewell for a very long time, even though all the resellers talk about it. Normally by the time I get to it, the market is gone, or by the time I start seeing it in my area, like I'll hear resellers talk about brands for like a year, and then it takes that long for like that brand to hit my area, and then by then the reselling market has kind of tanked. No pun intended. But this sold for $16.89. I sent an offer, a 15% off offer to buyers, and someone took it and paid for shipping. So this was still technically like a $20 sale for an extra small Madewell tank. I paid $3 for this at New to You in Williamsburg. And it took like 5 to 6 weeks to sell. And then the last thing I'm sharing with y'all is this Peter Millar shirt. I think I got this in Mississippi. I'm not 100% sure, but I paid like $4 for it. And it sold for full asking of $19.87, and the buyer paid for shipping. So this was a great sale. It's very rare that I have a full price sale. I know there have been a couple, like the brown bag cookie thing, but that was free shipping. But this one was another full price sale, and I was like really happy with that. So that's everything that sold for the first week of August. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this gives you an idea of what is selling. To me, this indicates that I'm going to sneeze, or my face is just going to disappoint me. Like I'm sure it's disappointed y'all for the last, 10 minutes watching me. I'm sorry, that's self-deprecating humor and it is a coping mechanism that shouldn't exist for me. But okay, focus. Just say goodbye. Goodbye. Bye. Okay, for bonus footage, this is something from the 70s that either my Japanese grandmother made for my mom or my mom made for my mom. She didn't really tell me, but it's a knitted crocheted vesty thing.